Johnny Depp has won his defamation case against his ex-wife, the actor Amber Heard. The jury awarded the Pirates of the Caribbean star $15 million in damages. Depp had sued her for $50 million over a newspaper article she wrote in 2018. Depp said the piece implied he was abusive during their marriage. Heard countersued Depp for $100 million. And the 6-week trial made headlines around the world, with the pair swapping often lurid claims and counterclaims of domestic abuse. So for more, let's go to Washington, D.C. and bring in entertainment journalist Ronce Esangbedo. Thanks so much for taking the time, Ronce. A lot to unpack here. To start, what does this verdict mean for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
Well, for Johnny Depp, it means a bit of redemption. He gets to say that in a court of law, he was found to have been defamed, and makes it possible for him to go back to his career, I guess. And for Amber Heard, I think this is something that will hang over her for a while, even though she was successful on one of her 3 statements in her countersuit. But I think this will hang over her for a while. But it's not all grim. I think there's also been some sympathy growing for Amber Heard, because people do feel like a lot of this was slanted against her. So I don't think it's all bad for her either.
Right. Now, even before the verdict in the court of public opinion, it was clear that there's been a winner for weeks now. What do you think gave Johnny Depp the upper hand in this case?
Well, I think he was by far the bigger star, so he came in with that advantage. But I think there was also a very coordinated Twitter campaign against Amber Heard, in which other parties who were not necessarily fans were seizing on this moment to kind of seize on the misogyny and use that against her and to demonize her. And so all of that worked in his favor in the court of public opinion.
Absolutely. There was a huge amount of attention on social media, as you say. And instead of being a sobering case study on how domestic abuse can affect both men and women, instead we end up seeing this media circus. How do you think that came to pass?
I mean, there are many theories. Actually, Vice just reported that some right-wing websites have actually spent thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars on ads, on anti-Amber Heard ads, so to kind of gin up resentment against her. So that's one evidence. But I think there are other people who just have seen this as a moment to take out all their frustrations against the Me Too movement.
Mm-hmm. And so just to go a little deeper into that, I mean, some abuse survivors have argued that the coverage of this trial has been particularly painful for survivors of abuse. Can you explain that more?
Yeah, in some ways, it's been quite atrocious. I think people have just, like I said, seized on the moment and basically trying to discard everything Amber Heard has said, even though there is evidence. There are corroborating witnesses who said there's truth to some of her accusations. So hoping in the future we're a bit more careful with how we report such a serious news event.
Mm-hmm. And what effect do you think this trial is going to have on both of their careers going forward?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's definitely a big win for Johnny Depp. The producer of the Pirates franchise, Jerry Bruckheimer, has always been ambiguous about what the future of the franchise would be. And now that they have this verdict, I think it's a green light for them to bring him back on board.
All right. Thank you very much, journalist Ronce Esangbedo. Appreciate your time joining us on DW News.
All right. Thanks.
And it has been one of the most high-profile celebrity lawsuits ever seen in the United States. Actor Johnny Depp, star of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie franchise, opposite his ex-wife, Aquaman actor Amber Heard, each accusing each other of defamation.
As to the statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled, "Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath," do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million.
So you heard it there. Let's now bring in KJ Matthews, entertainment journalist in Los Angeles. Great to see you again. A lot to unpack here. First of all, Amber Heard found liable for defamation. I want to get your reaction now that the verdict is in.
I'm really not surprised. If you look at the way people were reacting to this trial, can you believe it's lasted 6 weeks? It feels like even longer than that. But the way it played out, all of the witnesses that took the stand, her taking the stand, Amber Heard taking the stand to tell her story, and then Johnny Depp taking the stand, and then reading what people were saying about them, listening to the people outside the courthouse, it was really easy to see early on that there were so many more people in Johnny Depp's camp and really on his side, tending to believe his version of reality more so than Amber Heard's, unfortunately.
And why do you think that that was the case?
You know, I think it's very rare that we get a glimpse into the private lives of major A-list celebrities like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. They told a lot of very private details, very damaging things against one another. Obviously, their stories were drastically different. Only one person could really be telling the truth if there were a truth. And so I think it was just fascinating to be a fly on the wall to listen to this and to hear him say that his career has definitely been damaged because of her 2018 op-ed where she claimed she was a victim of domestic violence.
Right. For many survivors of domestic violence, they've said that this has been a difficult trial to watch unfold. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, you know, when you have someone like Amber Heard, who's a really big star, say that she was physically abused and emotionally abused by an A-list star like that, you would think that someone that has that kind of platform might be taken seriously. And it seemed, gauging by the public discourse that she really wasn't. So I guess a lot of people who are serious victims of domestic violence are probably saying, if Amber Heard can't be believed, what does it say for the rest of us that don't even have a platform like that aren't rich, that aren't famous, that aren't beautiful? So it probably, it doesn't look good for maybe certain people who are victims of domestic violence and are looking at her case and not feeling very positive.
Right. Now, you mentioned that part of the appeal for viewers was that so many sordid details came out over the couple's relationship and lifestyle. What do you think this trial has done generally for celebrity worship?
I think, I don't think that Johnny Depp was expecting to walk away with like $50 million, which is what he was trying to get in this case. I think what he wanted was his reputation back. I think that he felt that the number of major roles that were being offered to him and the amount of money that he was getting before that op-ed has drastically been reduced. And that was what he was trying to prove. And also, many say that maybe he was trying to embarrass her the way he had been embarrassed. And so I don't know that this does anything to improve his reputation, but it does shine a spotlight really on Amber and some of the tactics that she played and some of the things that she did throughout their marriage. So it'll be really interesting to see what kind of parts they get. But already you may have heard that there was a petition going around online to try to remove Amber Heard from the upcoming sequel to Aquaman. So it really just will be interesting, the type of roles that they're offered after this case.
And Amber Heard then countersued for $100 million. What do you think her legal team's strategy in this was?
Was to basically try to say that, yes, I'm telling the truth. I'm not going to sit here and take it. If he's going to sue me, I'm going to sue him. Both of them had made really scurrilous allegations against one another. Both were claiming that they were physically abused. Both were claiming that they were emotionally abused. And yet when they both took the stand, you had Johnny Depp saying, I never touched Amber. You had Amber saying, I never touched Johnny Depp. So somebody clearly was telling a story, and both wanted to get their story out there instead of letting the other tell the story and not having any response at all.
Right, K.J. Matthews, entertainment journalist in Los Angeles. A pleasure, as always, to speak with you.
Thank you.